I wonder what sort of weird problems we'll have this time. Hello everyone, I'm High Treason. This time we do another map of the day thing on this day, whatever you want to call it. It's May something, isn't it? I don't know, I ain't looked. But yeah, I've got disc failures going off again, so I might be in serious trouble here again, because I won't be buying any more. I'm sick of it, so when it dies, it dies. Anyways, yeah. Actually tried to do this a few times, but the capture cards weren't playing ball, so we've missed a few days. Ryan Eisenberg's potentially avoided my blacklist, because another one of his maps came up. And then yesterday I got things working, and there was just this one James Duncan map, which wasn't a bad map, but it wasn't very interesting. It was a Duke matched single player conversion, and it was a well-made map. I'll maybe shove some little clips of that over this as I'm saying it. You know, it was a well-made map for what it was. Doesn't really work in single player. There's nothing hugely offensive. It just has no need to, you know, have all these areas and vents and things like that, because it's built for Duke match. It had loads of little stubs that just didn't go anywhere. It was a bit weird, but that's what happens. This is what I mean, you know, don't bother with that shit. Pick something and just stick with it. I'm making my map for this game mode on this difficulty setting, and that's 100% my attention. And that's all you want to do, if you want to make something quality. Now today, we actually have, remember BJ Shrine? Well, today we have not got round to graffitiing the music, so we're going to have no music. Open another tab and put some music on yourself if you want. Everyone has tab browsers now. You know, I will do something about it, and it'll probably be quite funny. But in the meantime, you just got to play your own fucking music, because I'm not playing that game. You know, I got no gripes with the composers. I don't think it's them who are doing it, because it's just random fucking ching-chong shit that shows up, and I'm not contesting it, because with the way this website is now, they'll probably decide I'm defrauding the system or something, you know. I don't need the hassle, so we'll just not bother until I've defaced the music. But yeah, this would have been the third entry in the BJ Shrine. Lots quiet for me. I don't know why what you hear is different to me. I'm having all sorts of audio sync issues. I think I can work with this. Oh. I'll pistol these. They're on the Liz troops. Let's assume we don't... well, then again, you get ammo back from those, so we're back at, starting ammo. Yes. Texturing's not great on that, but, I mean... You know, what are you going to do? So, yeah, well, let's see. Like I said, you know, the concept... Well, that's shit. And all the explosions, this is a problem I had in James Duncan's map. You know, it was one of my gripes with it, and it's something I never understood. Is people say my levels aren't dynamic enough sometimes, because I just don't have random explosions going off for no reason and shit. And why the fuck would I want to do that? Like, why do people do it? Because all it does, it distracts you. Quite often it's rigged, like that other map we didn't see, it just goes off in your fucking face. It's something you really want to use very rarely. Alright, fine, you got me an RPG. Where are all these misters coming from? Like, I'm not that unobserved. It fascinates me when I see Devon play this. He kills Blords in like 5 hits consistently. I'm like, they've got to be weaker in the ports, because I never killed one in 5 hits, short of like sheer dumb luck, or like if he's weakened himself on his own mortars. Well, this is ugly, this area, so I'm guessing this dude who built this was pretty new. I don't know who built what. The dude didn't put his, oh, right. William G. I'm surprised it's not a bunch of stinking castles. It looks a bit like Quake with that overhead shit. Yeah, William G is, I have no gripes with the dude. This came up with someone recently. I got no gripes with that guy. He contributes that much, I lean towards actually liking him, but, you know, he's sort of picked a theme that doesn't work and stuck to it for decades now, and I don't understand. It's like, I am going to make castles, and, you know, it's something that really doesn't work good in this game. You know, it was a discussion we had. It's like, well, it's just not something this game is good at. Go figure. Yet you rarely see, like, you know, Native American stuff, and I think that could be quite interesting. I've always wanted to make a desert map, so maybe I'll... Do I need to kill these? I don't think I do. I've just wasted all that ammunition. You know, because it should work well for that. When you look at the things they're carved into, like, you know, the side of canyons and shit, it's like, wow, you could totally do something like this in Duke. It would work pretty damn well, I reckon. But I mean, go figure, you know, was my conclusion I drew in the conversation that a game set in the Western United States of America would end up with a tile set that is liable to lend itself better to depicting the Western United States. Okay, yeah, all them guys are there, right? I think we can just ignore them. I'm gonna go with just ignoring them, because I don't think there's any benefit to taking them on. I'll pick that up. So I got a red key. I didn't sequence break shit. I didn't try to yet. I sequence broke yesterday's map, and it's something I will do. I've no interest in playing things without sequence breaking. You know, I always sort of ran on, well, do I think the map's back in my face? Now I just default to the position that the map probably is going to spit in my face. So I've no need to be respectful to it. Well, I didn't even know where that was going off, so... A lot of good that was to me. I'm going to say, you'll have spoiled the blood, I'm guessing, by the fact you're giving me those. Yeah, there he is. 5 hits, let's see. No chance. Got 6. That's about the best you're gonna do, and even then it's usually 7 or 8. We know the dude doesn't cheat, so that's what I mean. It's something with damages in the ports. I mean, I see people freezering them and stuff, but it's when I ran tests on that, it doesn't damage them, so I don't know how that's working either. Which is probably supposed to, and it's probably just a bug in the game or something that it doesn't, but... You know, I stabbed in and looked at monitored that, you just... Yeah, it doesn't work. Not on big bosses, anyway. For fuck's sake. Alright, well, I mean, that played fine, for the most part. James Stanfield, yeah, well, we'll do this section by section. Not bad. A bit on the ugly side. A bit too many wanky explosions didn't really detract from the experience. Nothing really wrong with it, you know. So, yeah, fine. Works as well as it needs to. Yeah? How does that work? This isn't an underwater section. Weirder still how that's getting a pallet shift. It doesn't usually do that. Right, so you can't go out there. So we're just in this little edge here. So I guess we've got no vent in the water. It's a weird way of doing things. I mean, you know, this place might have flooded. I'm not being snide and shit here. Alright, so I can't go up there. Okay, where do I want to go? Because I can't go out here. Can't go there. So another very quirk-looking area, this, I've got to say. I'm stylistically not liking this, like, map so far, but that's fine. I don't have to like the style of a map. There's other aspects to appreciate. Yeah, I can't get up there. Which is weird, because I can hear bubble splashes off to my right, which makes me think they're going through into another sector. So I'm probably just going to end up drowning down here, and your teleporters are... I mean, I've got a key, but I got nowhere to put it. I'll probably just give up in a minute, because I'm not really interested in this sort of thing, as I've said. You know, there's a right way and a wrong way of doing this shit, and... You know, it's probably... This is 2003, I think, so this is post-Pascal, and, yeah, people have probably gone for their little credit card-sized, you know, key switches with, like, ambient shade levels, so it's probably right in front of me, but it's going to be tiny and shaded the same as the fucking wall. Well, really, you want to oversize things like that and make them just like, you know, minus 32 shades so the player can see it. I wonder if this area of the map's broken, to be honest. Something's not working. Maybe that teleporter was meant to do something. I don't know. But I'm out of scuba gear and the map's getting one shot. So, James Stanfield, if people after you built that shit, you just ruined it for them because we're never going to see it. Thanks a lot, pal. What a waste of my fucking time that was. Let's see if anything else came out today, because I'm not in the mood for this. Sewers and Strippers by Highwire, apparently. I think that's the only other one that I've run out of what's here today. I forgot to read the README for the community build project, so... Yeah, William G, James Stanfield, Zilla, sorry I'm not familiar with you, Stefano Lesser, I think I've heard the name, Super Sang, yeah, alright. Quakis, Chris Coleman, Alex Pistol, alright, I know that is. Miko Shan't, I know that is too. Grihan, okay, right. Yes, there's about 50-50 on to whether I know people there. It was 1.3. I read 1.4 before, about 4 months. Yeah, all these people might have built really good stuff. And we'll never know, because this guy sucks, apparently. Or at the time. So, yeah, 10 different builders, 10 different styles. Yeah, but it's still an improvement over the old one, because, you know, BJ Shrine was an ill-thought-out piece of crap. That was the seed of an idea. It was just a mishmash of stuff. Build Project 3 was actually built for the build project, like everything in it, so it's just unfortunate that you roped a builder in who didn't really seem to know what he was doing, and you sort of started with a couple of rough sections there, you know. William G's section played fine but looked rough. Then you had, which is preferable, you know, that's what you want to do if you're going to master one and not the other, which it tends to do early on. Like I say, I get the feeling it's early stuff. I haven't played too much of William G stuff, but that seems like earlier sort of works to me, and, you know, that's the right approach. James seems to have just spent time wanking around with his slurps sticking out of walls and shit, and that's the wrong approach. We don't do that. So yeah, my Lev is next. Sewers and Strippers. Noob name, okay, this guy's got a sense of humour. Other levels, alright, yeah. Built fucking loads, apparently. That's not necessarily a good sign. Am I expecting some under-detailed thing that you're testing God mode here? Oh no, you see now you put all this shit in, so you've been distracted. You've been distracted here. And we might have a Latiste case where you're tested with respawn on or something, which is... all I can think with that map is that the guy tested in co-op with respawn on, but You know, it's, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, item pickup's a bit weird in multiplayer. That is kind of strange. It's, would expect like a lack of ammo and just weapons and things that, I don't know, it's all a bit odd, and it depends what mode you start the game in. There's certain things you can't pick up. New level from scratch. Started this map when he was still working on City Tower. He made the street block and the entrance to the Sweeney compound, but after that he lost interest making the map any further. He sent the map to me a few weeks ago and I loved it, so we finished the map together. So gay romance blossomed out of making this level. That's good to know. You know, that's always nice. Let's see what we're getting ourselves into. Okay, well you didn't death start me, you nearly did. You put a shotgun right there. The game's auto aim's been crap, apparently. Okay, I mean this, you see this area's large. I've got a good distance. So that doesn't count as a death start, you see, that's... Oh great, the wankery. We're at night, so where's this light coming from, do you think? Because you're only getting that sort of light from the sun. You're not getting that from an artificial light source. Usually people do that and say they're going for realism, and yet I don't go for realism and I'm the one with realistic shading. And yet I'm apparently the one who can't shade. Well, I've done this series because you know, I never thought very highly of my own work, and I still don't in particular, but I don't think quite as low as I did. Like, you know what, I'm easily like among the more competent designers, I think, after making every mistake in the book. I mean, I learned the hard way. I mean, quantum physics released on this day, which I can't play because it doesn't run in DOS. Use extended limits, but you know that was, I'm learning how to do things. I haven't figured it out yet, and it looks like shit, and it doesn't play that great. And that's, you know, everyone has to go through that. I haven't played enough of this dude's stuff to know what his progression's like. You are lacking me on health here, though. I know one of the things that does respawn and that you do get to pick up over and over again in multiplayer. So, I'm inclined to conclude maybe you did test in multiplayer. I didn't want that yet. Yeah, you see this? I don't like this style where every corner you just put a monster around it. Visually, nothing stands out to me about this. I mean, other than the wanky shading I'm making fun of, there's nothing going on, which isn't necessarily bad. Like, sword looks like a typical late 90s level, so it's like a few years behind the curve, but you know, fine. It's alright, nothing wrong with it. You know, when something works, there's no point in arguing with it. Yeah, so we're getting shot out the windows as well. I don't know if you caught that. So this isn't... I like the fact it gives us pistol ammo, because a lot of people really do neglect the pistol. I swear you take more damage in DOS as well than the ports, but this was questionable as to what this was built for, because this could be one of the last sort of DOS-only levels, or it could be one of the first to be made in one of the early ports. You know, rancid meat or something. Right, these I've proven time and time again are actually a bit finicky. Yeah, I think I'm going to be deed in just a second, and I won't be trying again. You know, we'll save. We'll persist a little bit. Okay, here's the thing though, you see, if I run forward, so I can never run forward, you can only run back, and that's too restrictive. I'm not into this. You know, it's a bit of a shame, because you've got an otherwise competently built level, and you're not doing it to an extreme where it's unmanageable, but it makes playing it a bit of a chore. You know, there's a time and a place to do it where it's right. You know, you can sort of, as you approach the end of a map, and by then you've armed the player up. You know, the player knows what they're into, and like, yeah, they're not going to want to get blown to bits, which is a very real possibility, but you know, you've reassured them a little bit. Whereas you, my friend, haven't. You've not earned that. You haven't earned the right to do this. Like, yeah, it's too early. Way too early to be doing this sort of thing. I'm not digging it. It's probably, I mean, this is post Pascal, so I'd expect, you know, a lot of invisible walls. That one's fine because the ledge is too high, so you know, you wouldn't get up there anyway. So I don't have a problem. I've got those misters behind me that I most likely can't shoot. I've got this shit out here. Probably just monsters in these, if anything. Oh, this could be fun to deal with. Oh, I never went in there, did I? Do you think I need to go in there? Now, you see, this is the downside of you putting these monsters in all around every corner, because it made me forget all about that. Which is one of the times when it's acceptable, when you're trying to make the player forget about something. It isn't something you want to do too much. So I'm not going to go in there. Even though you showed me on the view screen to remind me, you've been rude to me, so now I'll be rude to you. And I'm not going to go and investigate that at all. That is what it is, and it'll stay that way forever. If I need to go in there, well, you blew it by shooting me in the back, like every time I turn towards it. You know, it might be the coolest thing ever in there, and we'll never know now. Unless we absolutely... I just nearly squished in the geometry. Another reason not to fuck with that shading. It's just... See, it makes zero sense here, because this is... These are from an artificial light source that's almost certainly a fluorescent bulb. Now, these days, I don't know how many people out there are familiar with fluorescent tubes, because they are unfortunately dying out, which is silly, because they make a lot of light for not a lot of electricity, and it's a good light source to have in a workshop or a kitchen, where you don't really want shadows. That's the thing, because they're a big long tube. They don't really cast a uniform shadow. You will never get light like that out of a fluorescent tube. It's a very soft light. Finding them that are a proper white, and not as in they're off-white and slightly yellow and not fucking blue now, is really hard. You know, too many of them are very bluish, right? They had the problems that LEDs have long before LEDs, where everyone started making them really cool. Which is fine if you want to put them in like a public toilet where you don't want people hanging around, but then usually you just go full blue, because under that you can't see your veins and it stops the druggies shooting it. Yeah, no, this shading's dumb. How many sectors have you wasted on this? It looks crap. You know, because it's obvious when you do this, you aren't going for realism. You won't get that. I'm telling you, you won't. Like, people don't think about it, and they never think about the bounce either. You know, so I've seen people comment on is where I will have walls opposite each other. And I want to be bright despite no obvious light source. It's like, yeah, well, the opposite walls white. And the thing about, you know, colours is they are just different wavelengths of light. And white just basically reflects all wavelengths that are visible the more white it is. And a lot of the time it reflects quite well. If you shine a light on a piece of paper, it will bounce off and light whatever's, like, you know, back the other way quite well. I don't need to be dealing with that. Fuck off. Well, we've got dynamics going on and we're not even seeing them, so they're not well implemented. The map's not hugely offending me, but it's not the best thing in the land. Okay, where is this? Looks familiar. Ah. Right, this brings us out here. Yeah, I don't have the weapons to deal with him, so... yeah, that can fuck off. Guess we're going in here. Oh, I don't have the key. Now I'm probably stuck. Because the entranceway is really tall. And these aren't tagged door tiles, so... oh, that was stupid. So I guess I've got to run through them, yeah? Oh dear. Well, I might be quitting this one as well. Not a good day. Right, that does not. Oh, we're dead-ended then. I do have that key. Where did I get that key? They obviously came from somewhere. You see, I'm never going to notice because you're throwing fucking boards in my face, you cunt. You fucking retard. Oh, what an amazing design. I don't think this guy's mapping anymore. Good. You know, I will accept no less, like any score below 94 on anything I made. Now, I'm not accepting, and I know you didn't fucking play it. You just marked it down because it had my name on it. And I'm not overly popular, which suits me. I like being unpopular. That's my kind of jam, not being popular, you know. I don't really care about that sort of shit. Well, we established before that the reviewers don't usually play the level. Miko, I think, does, because Miko actually picks up on faults and talks about them in his reviews. So I have every reason to think he actually plays shit. But then again, Miko's levels, I've every reason to think he actually play tests those. Because, you know, the stuff he builds in always the nicest to look at, but I don't think I've ever played a Miko map that doesn't work. But, yeah, forging that over on shan't, I don't think I got a portable medkit. But I've had no time to notice, let's just keep fucking throwing this shit in my face. But yeah, given the scores some of these things get, you know, it's... well, hopefully, I know they can't get in here under normal circumstances, but the collision's not overly reliable in this game, so it's mandatory, it's got to be done. Dear me. Now here's the thing, that's fine because you've used the boarded up door, but it gives me a chance to talk about a thing that you should do if you have a door that goes nowhere. Because there's people who argue just don't put doors in if they don't do anything. And I'm like, well, you could do that, but sometimes it looks a bit weird, so you're better having doors that just don't go anywhere. And what you do is you set the overtile of this door, like this wall, to 560, the mirror. And then whatever you lure tag the wall as is a sound metal player when you press use on it. It's why, you know, when you press use on the mirror, Duke gives the damn, I'm looking good, and things like that. Be exact to anything other than kick hit. So, you know, doing that, like, it justifies that you can't open it. It sort of clues the player in a little bit, like, hey, yeah, this door's jammed, it's broken. You know, don't try opening it again because it's not going to do anything. Now, could you fool the player and open it anyway? You could. But on the other end, you can actually use it the other way, where you would have, you know, a bunch of doors and one of them maybe opens remotely somewhere. And when you're pressing use on it, no sound is playing. Because it is set as a door, but it's an activator operated door. And there's no overtile like mirror set or anything, and so when you're using it there's no sound. That clues an observant player in that they need to come back. Well, I guess the boards are just unresolved because there probably is an RPG in the map because I somehow have ammo for it. I didn't spot it, I didn't get a chance to, because you just slapped me in the face with monsters non-stop, which is not the best. Not the best. Here we go with this stupid shading again. Now that's just a straight line. I find that acceptable. Like, is it sharp shading? Yeah. Would I have that much difference between where the light is and isn't? No, not really. But, you know, that's not real bad. You didn't wank it up with slopes. And that's just a game engine thing, as you're working in an engine that doesn't really do smooth lighting. So you're going to get that. You know, that's fine. The contrast's a bit too high. We've still got this, and I think this is where all of the testing went, isn't it? It was into doing this, and you didn't even align it properly. All that time and effort, and the texture's not even aligned right. Look at that. It's misaligned a different way there. I mean, you probably copy-pasted it from a different area, but... Oh, what a piece of junk that was! Certainly doesn't qualify as like the worst level I ever played, ever, but it doesn't qualify as the best either. It sits somewhere in the low middle. Well, there we go. That's probably it for today. I think all the other levels are too new. So, and to be honest, I've had enough, and I'm just filling time out here because I've got to go and do other things now. So. My clock is horrendously wrong on this PC all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed by that at all, to be honest. That's the plot behind it. I don't really care. Let's have a look. What was the release date on this again? You don't say. I'm sure this was all the way out in 2003. So, I mean, see if there's a file date on it. Yeah, 2003, so that lines up. Yeah, I expect better by 2003. Maybe it's the guy's first thing. I mean, it doesn't look like it from that text file, though. It looks like he's built quite a lot. So, no, I guess you didn't learn anything in all those other levels you built. Hold on a minute. Did you work on this as well? I don't think you did. No. Alright, cool. Cool, we don't have to throw anyone on the blacklist yet. Community, though. Community build projects. I think those might have just... it's in my rule set. If you violate my rule set, like, twice, blacklist. Won't play your stuff. So, yeah, community stuff may well be on my blacklist now. Russian community considers itself a separate entity on the like map websites, so we can still play their community build projects, I suppose, at some point. Maybe, but I don't know if we'll play any more of the broader community projects because they've consistently spit in my fucking face now. I know some of the later ones were better, but that's not good. That's not fucking good. Not fucking good at all. What a shit day for levels. What a shitty fucking day. And you wanky fucking diagonal shading. That's 90% the effort you put in. Not good. Not good at all. Right, am I treason? I'll see you in the next one, whenever it is. And yeah, whatever, you know. It's I don't like speaking ill of things that other people worked hard on, but then again, did they work that hard on it? Because if they did, would we have these problems? If there was a disclaimer, if you were doing something experimental, I'd have lenience on it, you know. Occasionally get a level that's just so weird that it eats its own face off and it fucks you over, but they were doing such a weird thing with it. It's so out there and unusual that it's hard to be annoyed with it, because it's like you were trying to do something fun with this, and that sort of thing's bound to happen, especially when it hasn't been done before. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm out of here. I got shit to do. I got to test some things and do some things, and then I got to eat. So whatever. I'm my treason. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.